Book of Jude is where we are this morning. The book of Jude. Hopefully we're going to finish. We went 1 week longer than what I planned, but that's okay. 3 might have been a little. There's so much in this small book that introducing it and preaching through it in 3 weeks, I was probably, as my mom would say, my eyes were bigger than my stomach. Did any of your moms ever say your eyes were bigger than your stomach? Anybody? Yeah, okay. So you know the metaphor, right? I grew up with two parents that were born in the Depression, and they were children during World War II. And my mom tells me the stories of living in Detroit and nobody having rubber on their tires. If you had a car, because you only got 5 gallons of gas a week, if you had a car, you rode it on your rims. And so nobody rode cars or drove cars, to save all that. And so they grew up where you cleaned your plate. Anybody grew up in a family where you cleaned your plate? It didn't matter what was on the plate. You may grow up in a family that if you didn't like breakfast, you got it for lunch. Yeah. Thank you, Amy. I have one compatriot here. My mom would just say, if you don't like the cereal I give you this morning, we're going to stick it in the milk in the refrigerator and you're going to have it for lunch. Oh, Mom. And I tried her a couple times. My mom, nasty. I was reared by just an evil mother. I mean, she was so mean. Look at the bruises all over me. Can you see what's happened to me? I mean, because, and I tried her a couple of times and my mom would look at me and say, well, if you don't eat it for lunch, guess what you're having for supper? And so, yeah, I only tried that gig a couple of times with my mom, and I learned to eat everything that was on my plate. And but if I took seconds, I had to eat it because, there were poor, starving children